Hi all, myself Chinnu Joseph. I am from Alapi district of Kerala. Today we are going to discuss about Newton's laws of motion. There are so many things happening around us in the world, right? Things move, things don't move, things at rest. So, why these objects move? It's because of some forces acting on that object, right? So, these forces can be easily measured and the motions can be predicted. So, the renowned English scientist Sir Isaac Newton wanted to know more about these motions and forces in a better way. So, he could believe or he could try to describe all about the movement of the universe with mathematical observations. He studied about it, and in 1687 he published one book which includes Newton's laws of motion. So let's see what are this Newton's laws of motion. Newton published three laws of motion, among which the first law states that every body continues its state of rest or uniform motion unless it is acted upon by an external force. So what does it mean? We could imagine a situation that we are playing in a park in a swing. Okay, so you are supposed to sit on that swing. What will happen? It will be in that position unless it is pushed by someone, right? What will happen if there is no forces or no push from the backside? The swing will keep steady, it will not move. Once a force is applied, it will start moving, right? And in order to stop this movement also, we need to apply another force. That's why Newton stated that every body continues its state of rest or motion unless it is acted upon by an external force. First law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Why it's known as law of inertia? What is inertia? Inertia is the tendency of an object to be in that mode what it is doing, right? If it's moving in one direction, inertia is the tendency to continue moving in that direction. If an object is at rest, inertia is the tendency to keep the object in that rest position itself. So that's why first law of motion is known as law of inertia. So what's the second law of motion? Second law of motion is force is the product of mass and acceleration. So what does it mean? Let's see with an example. I have two balls in my hand. One is a cricket ball, another one is a plastic ball. Both of this ball are almost of the same size. I didn't get balls in the equal sizes. So suppose I place these two balls on this table. You can see, right? So see, do you think same force is required to move these balls equally? No, right? The force required to move this cricket ball is surely more than the force required to move this plastic ball, right? That's why it's so, because this cricket ball is more heavier than this plastic ball, right? This is the mass. This is the matter of mass. So Newton stated that the force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. So it's clear. So let's move to the third law of motion. What's Newton's third law of motion? Third law of motion states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So let's consider an example of a bird is flying on the air. So for sure, the wings of the bird apply a force in the downward direction and the air pushes the wings in the upward direction. This air applies an external force to the wings of this bird in the upward direction, keeping this bird to move upwards, right? In other words, let's consider an example like we are walking on a ground, right? So we are pushing or we are applying a backward force, and this ground applies a opposite force, keeping us to move on that ground. So this is known as Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So I believe you understood the Newton's three laws of motion. Thank you.